out in the apes.
Why do you stare at me? You have any belief against me? For that is what has brought us together. Possibly, with the help of Allah, we will surely triumph.
If you've seen the future as I've seen it, then the truth will become clear to you that to be here in this time is like not living here at all. What more can a man lose when he's lost everything? Even all I endure, still I rise above the war machines. Just a bell holding injustice out.
What more could she desire? I told her. She asked for the world, and we gave it to her. Then she gave it back in pieces. To leave you in this condition, my city and this solid world shall never be the same. My brother, where are you now? Where are you? She manipulated you, the whore. But you were blind to see her deceit. And today you face annihilation because of her temptations. And so you reap no spoils of war while your children play in the fields of radioactive ash.
Just Bell's rebels log. Obstopian near 20, born to bear the ruins. The pestilence and cherish any morsel of food during the famine, protecting them, the dead, until the day of judgment. Wise beyond my years, they said. Skilled in the art of war, even Sun Tzu with fear. Humbled by poverty, young and agile, given sniper abilities that raised the bar in marksmanship. 5 times I died in a hell of bullets before turning the age of 21 and still alive, self-motivated, and unstoppable. And all I seek is the tasteless sweet revenge against those who assassinated my mother and father and gave me these eyes of fire and brimstone. The nuclear holocaust took lives, but taking my soul, and all that was good in me is why my flesh exists. And even all I endure, still I rise above the war machine. Just a bell.
Justice came from a clan of soldiers. Before his birth, his mother was recruited at the age of 16 to fight in the Third Obstopian War over a lack of resources, food and water, and depleted oil reserves. Under normal circumstances, she would have been married to a man double her age. Instead, Central City's draft forced every citizen to serve at least 2 years. So unlike most who became conscientious objectors, she dedicated herself to jihad, duty, and warfare in place of the lavish and carefree life of a wife or concubine. She knew no fear, but rather the rapid beat of her heart pumped fear into the bloodstreams of her decimated enemies. Her mutated eyes illuminated fire. She looked directly into the mushroom cloud in the Third Obstopian conflict, giving her superior night vision over her adversaries. This ability was controlled by kinetics and thought patterns, adrenaline and impulses that whispered, "Survive. You must survive." Utoga ninjas would sit in the dark during the day to obtain this type of night vision before an assassination attempt. To have what Nashaya had at will would be worth its weight in gold. Unlike most of her clansmen, she witnessed more than a mushroom cloud. She saw it all: the death, the thirst, the starvation, and the radioactive decay of her people. Bomb shelters kept a few alive until the dust cloud settled. Then she watched and waited for imminent civil unrest she intuitively knew would spring from this disaster. She was right. When the patrons rioted, Central City forces had no other option but to bring order by any means necessary. Many survivors were killed and wounded in the onslaught. Suffering fatigue and hunger, the Central City elite forces lost all sense of reality, logic, reasoning, and unconsciously brought genocide to an entire Obstopian race. By the time the Central City leadership got word of the massacre, they decreed that it was unsafe to leave any remaining survivors alive. And so it was. The Fourth Obstopian War was waged not against foreign forces, but Central City's very own citizens. This once clean, renewable energy efficient city has now become a wasteland of death and destruction. Genocide was a cure for negligence, and negligence was a result of greed, pride, and power. Nashaya was born to endure conflict, Soldiers of the elite forces shook in their boots when they fought beside her. Most feared she'd kill them if they gave her orders to attack. To them, she was terror incarnated. No one in their right mind dared cross her, except one, Lieutenant Sanjata, a hardened combat vet who hated Central City leadership, but obeyed anyway. Nashaya was his best soldier and certainly the most attractive, but of course making advances at her meant a certain death at the hands of the femme fatale. She had never loved until a year ago when Lieutenant Sanjata saved her life. That day was beyond her understanding of her human nature. Nashaya and Lieutenant Sanjata became intimate, and from that love was born a child who would become an emperor of worlds.
Life is precious in the future.